Okay, so this task is similar to last time, all about calculating the file size of graphics. So just try and remind yourself of the formula and the things that you always have to try and do for each question. So for each question you want to get the length in pixels and the height in pixels and the colour depth before you begin doing anything. So to work out the length in pixels, if it tells you the dimensions of the picture in inches and the resolution, which is usually in dots per inch, you would multiply the two of those together, and afterwards it's just like working out the area of a square or a rectangle depending on the dimensions of the image. So for question 1, the question tells you there's two different colour depth settings, either 16-bit or 8-bit, and 240 pixels by 180 pixels. So that should hopefully be quite straightforward. Question 2, you have to work out the bit depths. So we've talked about using that log function on your calculator, but hopefully you guys are familiar with doing 2 to the power 8 to work out the number of unique representations or the range of a binary number, and hopefully you know that 2 to the power 8 is 256, which would be 256 different colours. And hopefully you know that true colour is 24-bit, so for all your answers for part 2 are going to be less than 24. So number 3, about a poster for a Star Wars movie, so it tells you the dimensions, this time in inches. So we're going to have to use the resolution in dots per inch to work out the length in pixels and the height in pixels, and 16-bit colour to work out the storage requirement for one of the images. And then part B is how much memory has been downloaded in total by all the fans. So it says it's been downloaded 1 million times, so maybe something to do there to work out the total memory used. A bus stop poster, again, just simple, straightforward. The only difference from some of the other questions is it's giving you lots of information here. So some of the questions are typical like this, where they try and give you lots of information to see if you understand. So we've got the dimensions in inches, we've got the resolution, and we've got the colour depth. So just stick to the simple formula that we know. 5, for question 4, seems really large for a simple image. If it was a vector, would it be possible to have the image small and print it in this size with no problems? Well, yes, a vector image, when you scale it up or you scale it down, it displays accurately and clearly because of how it's represented in a computer system, which would be totally different for bitmap, because that would become pixelated, because it stores the colour of every pixel. So in order to shrink it, it has to kind of get rid of some of the colours of some of the pixels, and that's why we get that pixelation, and the same when we enlarge it. Number 6, a black and white image is inverted, so the colour pixels is reversed, so a bit of 1, so it's asking you what would 1 now represent, basically. So that implies that you already know what 1 represented before, and you can switch them around. Number 7, really important question for us moving forwards. A wedding photographer basically has true colour photos and converts them all to black and white. So basically it takes them from 24-bit depth to 1-bit depth, and it's asking us what would be the effect in the file size of all these images. Well, if you reduce the colour depth, hopefully you could show a calculation or write down a calculation that shows us what happens to the file size of those images, and the hint is that it's going to reduce. And an effect in the quality of these images, well, the black and white feature you have in your phone is actually different. It uses greys. If it was literally black and white, it would look horrible. The quality would be drastically reduced. Very pixelated, very odd, draggy shapes appearing in there, and the quality just very, basically unusable. And number 8, a user copies images from Google to presentation to a client. Have they broken any laws by doing this? Well, my first thoughts are yes, they have, which is called the Copyright Designs and Patents Act. but we actually need a little more information to decide if they have or haven't, because some images you have to pay to use them, sometimes they are free for use and you just have to credit the author, which might help you to answer part B as well.